Subscribe right now and hit the bell icon, or this fat spider will crawl over your face while you sleep. Today we will be showcasing 10 things you didn't know that will make you sound way more interesting and idiosyncratic at parties. Did you know that dogs can track a smell thousands of miles away? This fun fact and more will be listed in today's video. So without further ado, let's begin with our number 10. Only 1 pint of blood. We are born with only 1 pint of blood in our system. That's right, believe it or not, but when we are born, our bodies consist of only 1 pint of blood altogether. This is also why it's extremely dangerous when a baby ends up hurting itself. Because with such low reserves in their tank, it's pretty scary for them to even get a little scratch altogether. Luckily, as we mature, we end up increasing that number up to 4 to 5 quarts of blood altogether. Number 9. Dogs can smell very far, aka the fact that a dog can smell its way towards a teaspoon of sugar in 1,000,000 gallons of water. You may think this is a made-up fact, since most dogs out there couldn't even smell their way towards that piece of steak you threw right at its feet. But there are certain cases where dogs showcase this insane ability. Take, for example, Bobby the Wonder Dog, a dog that traveled all around the United States, to eventually return home to Silverton, Oregon. After walking for a whopping 2,551 miles, that's 4,105 kilometers of just walking, being fed by random pedestrians and continuing on into the unknown after his family. Number 8. Shotgun weddings. On to number 8 on our list, we have quite a humorous fact which states that in Japan, there is a special term that is used for a shotgun wedding. The term is dekichata kekkon, and essentially translates to, whoops, we did it marriage. Most of these shotgun marriages end up happening because the people involved feel pressured into marrying because they've reached a certain age and they wish to make a baby as soon as possible. Number 7, Match.com scandal. Next up, we have a bit of a sad pick right here. I'll bet a bit funny to some degree. The founder of Match.com, the famous dating website, found out that his girlfriend at the time had cheated on him and even left him later on for a man that she had met on the website he created. Now that's painful to say the least. Number 6, you may not kiss the frog. Do you remember the movie The Princess and the Frog? This 2009 reinterpretation of the classic story was a charming experience to say the least. But not everyone could tell the difference between fact and fiction, since over 50 children ended up being hospitalized with salmonella because they actually ended up kissing frogs because of it. Needless to say, this wasn't the fairy tale ending they were hoping for. Number 5, you cannot break an egg. Here's a neat party trick for you to show off to your friends. Take a random egg and apply pressure to it evenly across its top. Be sure to hold it upwards so it doesn't keel over to the side. In doing so, you'll realize that no matter how much pressure you put on the egg, you won't be able to break it. This is because the egg itself evolved to withstand any amount of pressure as long as it's evenly spread across the surface. This is also why it's round-shaped. Any pressure that is unevenly spread across its surface will break it, however. So stray away from the new carpet in your living room whenever you're trying this out for yourself. Number 4, The Rock, the world record holder. Whether you're a fan of his early work fighting half-naked men, or if you've just begun tuning in to his blockbuster movies recently, you can't argue over the fact that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is an incredibly charming individual. But did you know he's also a world record holder? You might think that this is based off his massive physique, but quite the contrary actually. He's actually the world record holder for the most selfies taken with fans in a 3-minute span. Within that short amount of time, he ended up taking a whopping 105 selfies with his fans. They all came over for the movie premiere of San Andreas, which came out back in 2015. And despite how little time they actually had with him, everyone left with a smile on their face, as they managed to snap a quick picture with The Rock himself. Number 3, Pit Bulls, the friendliest breed. Let's be honest here. When anyone thinks of violent or aggressive dogs, we all tend to think about pit bulls right off the bat. But that may not be the case after all. In fact, pit bulls are actually on the opposite side of the spectrum on that list. Since they're amongst affectionate dogs a person can have, it has been proven that the only reason as to why they are considered to be so aggressive in the first place is because they are most used in illegal dog fights, and so they are trained to look vicious. Number 2, truth serums. On to our next pick, we have the fact that there is no drug out there that can make anyone tell the truth. This is a proven fact, as no one has ever reported such a formula to exist. And yet, some countries such as Russia, Canada, and even India have discussed the fact that they can use truth serums to squeeze information out of people. Whether or not this is real, we can't say for sure. But based on how little information we actually have about the world and the superpowers that lead it, it's pretty obvious that even if it does exist, it's not like we're gonna find out anytime soon either. Number 1. Urine as mouthwash. Now for our number 1 pick of the video, we have the fact that ancient Romans used urine to whiten their teeth. As disgusting as that may sound, it does actually work, thanks to the ammonia levels in our urine, which can in fact work as a cleaning agent. But just because it works doesn't mean anyone should do it, obviously. Did you know any of the fun facts that were mentioned in our video about 10 things you didn't know? What other fun facts do you know? Also, hit the subscribe and like button, and make sure to check out our videos that you can see on the left and right side of the screen. See ya!